Hades!
When you look at the Omega symbol, what does it remind you of? By a general standpoint, Omega is the 24th and last letter of the Greek alphabet with a high numeric value of 800. Would you even know that the Omega symbol represents the deity of conflict in the times of Greek mythology? And how ironic, because for the next 3 videos, I present to you 3 games that are from a stellar Sony franchise, as we take a look at God of Wars 1 and 2 on the PS3 in the God of War collection, and God of War Chains of Olympus on PSP. So let's not waste this turkey, and let's get started with the first game on the God of War collection on PS3. We'll take a look at God of War 1 first. God of War is a now popular property of Sony Computer Entertainment America, and it was created by David Jaffe of Twisted Metal fame. The game takes everything that you like about the action-adventure genre and multiply the fun factor by 1,000-fold with gameplay mechanics that get you invigorated for what lies ahead in the game. Right around the year when Resident Evil 4 released on the GameCube, God of War was Sony's answer for a contender of the 2005 Game of the Year. Get out your weapons, pump up some muscle, and get all angry with a sense of adventure as we take a look at the tale that is imagined by David Jaffe himself. On a dark and stormy night within the Aegean Sea, Kratos is drifting as a needless wanderer to find ways to please the gods of Olympus in hopes to rid his nightmares from a dastardly crime he committed 10 years ago. Being stuck in Poseidon's realm, Kratos' ship comes in contact with a traveling ship of innocent people who come under attack by the savage sea serpents known as the Hydras. Kratos comes to rid the evil of the ship and hopes to free the Aegean Sea from the terrorist activities of the beasts, on behalf of Poseidon's wish. Kratos succeeds, but no mortal civilian was left breathing as they were killed by the demonic servants of the God of War. The countless bodies reminded Kratos of his haunted past as he begs for Athena to help him due to his 10-year loyal service to the gods. The goddess of love informs that Kratos must kill the God of War, Ares, as he is wreaking chaos in the city of Athens, Greece, and Kratos' past would be forgiven. Kratos accepts, and he heads to Athens to defeat Ares, and to settle his score with him, for the God of War was responsible for the past crimes that the Ghost of Sparta committed. It's a dark and death-defining tale indeed. God of War is a third-person hack-and-slash action-adventure that gives the player the courtesy to attack and rip their foes into oblivion. You take control of Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta, as he traverses in the world of Greek mythology to work his way up to the final battle with the god who tricked him in his quest for ultimate power. At the beginning, you can choose to play the game on easy, normal, hard, and god mode. Completing the game will help you gain extra content, and completing god mode will reward you with extra tidbits than the other game modes. Anyway, you will start off the game with the passenger and pirate ships that are under attack of the Hydras that are terrorizing Poseidon's mass sea. Next, you will end up going to Athens to find clues to fight back against Ares, and then you will travel to Pandora's temple in the desert in order to find Pandora's box to use for the final battle. Aside from the places to travel on foot, you will also end up going into Hades' domain by the occurrences of the events in the story, and you must find a way back onto the grounds of ancient Greece. Be warned that your trips through these places will not come as an easy picnic because you have to fight off against many demons and beasts that are under the command of the God of War. Some of them come as minotaurs, undead soldiers, ghosts, centaurs, harpies, etc. Don't get the idea that it's impossible to get through the enemies, because it isn't. Be fortunate enough that there will be help on the grounds of where you walk, as you will come across treasure chests that are filled with blue or green orbs to restore your magic and health. Another thing to look out for are the Gorgon Eyes and Phoenix Feathers to upgrade your health to take more damage and magic to use more spells. Be sure to put on your thinking caps, as there will be puzzles that you will need to solve in order to move forward from getting stuck. You will come across the gods of Olympus to aid you with new weapons and power-ups to make things a bit easier. Like any hack-and-slash game, there are RPG elements to upgrade your weapons and power-ups. The main catch to grow your powers is by collecting red orbs from killing your enemies, as well as there being red treasure chests that gives you a whopping amount of red orbs to grow your powers exponentially. Be warned, as there are hardly any boss fights, as there are a total of 3. The first is the leader of the Hydras on the wrecked ships in the beginning. Your next picnic with the dastardly foe lies in the path of Hades in Pandora's Temple, as you come face to face with the large, undead, and armored Minotaur. Your last venture with the boss will be Ares in the battlefield of Athens. As far as the concept goes, it is really flawless, as there is consistency on what you have to do and what you can do to make Kratos strong enough to make his battle against the god of war an achievement for revenge.
The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
The Ghost of Sparta has a crap ton of moves to unleash his wrath upon his foes, but I will be simplistic to make you easily understand without going in-depth into it. Moving your character is done with the left analog stick, and the right analog stick is used to make Kratos dodge from enemy attacks. Jumping is executed with the X button like most games, and hitting it again will make Kratos double jump in the air. Attacking your foes is done with two buttons, the square for weak attacks and the triangle for strong blows. You can experiment with both the square and triangle buttons for different combos. Of course, you can perform extra attacks with combining each of the four main buttons with the L1 shoulder button for more hits. This is really a great way for the player to rack up on many hits to give you extra red souls to upgrade your abilities. Guarding is an extreme factor when you are in the midst of battle, and holding the R1 shoulder button will save you from damage. Holding or tapping the L2 shoulder button will execute magic attacks like the Medusa's Gaze and Army of Hades. Be aware, as you can press one of the buttons on the D-pad to switch between different magic abilities that you want to select for use. If you think that Kratos will only wield the Blades of Chaos, then you are dead wrong, as you can press both the L1 and R1 shoulder buttons to switch between that weapon and the Blade of Artemis. The Blade of Artemis is more of a powerful weapon, and the Blades of Chaos are more speed-oriented weapons. The attacks for the Blade of Artemis have the same functions as the moves for the Blades of Chaos. Another great thing to know is that you can grab your foes and throw them, perform stabs, or execute quick-time events, which is the main highlight that predates everything else copying that feature. All you have to do is press the circle button when the game prompts you to use those moves. The final icing on the cake that makes the gameplay so awesome, which borrows from Devil May Cry's Devil Mode, would be going into Rage Mode and attacking your enemies with jaw-dropping power. It is extremely useful for the many foes that are giving you a hard time, especially when playing the game on God Mode. Be swift and strategize your battles against whoever you fight, because God of War will leave you dropping your jaws with mere shock of accomplishment rather than failure. Kratos takes no prisoners when he gets really angry, and your help controlling his actions will make you feel like you are getting through his own war. In the original game on the PlayStation 2, the graphics were all done in Autodesk Maya for the environments, enemies, and characters. The textures and environments will bring the gamers into what the world of Greek mythology truly was, as it was a really bloody and imaginative place. The FMV scene shows off some of the best graphics in any cinematic, as they look almost real and very detailed with the particles, skin, characters, and the amount of gore. Probably what most males like about the design would be the naked ladies on the boat before the arrival of Athens from the Aegean Sea. In all honesty, I hardly find that to be offensive, because it pays tribute to what the people of Greek mythology looked like as they were wearing the togas, light clothing, and such. Now that the game has received an HD facelift with the God of War collection, the character and enemy sprites have updated textures, smoother models, and full 720p and 1080p HD support. I definitely thought it was a smart move as for the game to be re-released in a high-definition format. Everything in the game looks great for an HD overhaul, but the original is no slouch, as the graphics on the PS2 does not look that outdated at all.